Hi, it's Dr. Ron here, and we're continuing our series on the Type P personality. Now, you may remember that last time when we uh, started following up on the Type P personality issue, what we dealt with was the first P, being personally goal driven, having personal goals. Now, the next and one of the really important steps in that process is the notion of being proactive in pursuit of your goals. Proactive is the second P of the Type P personality. And in terms of getting into it, I think that one of the ways to do so would be to tell you about my favorite two quotes in the world. I enjoy them so much that I've included one in uh, each of the books that I've written over the past several years. Now, one in that appears in the most recent one, Rejuvenating the Art and Science of Growing Older with Enthusiasm, is my quote from Mike Singletary, former great linebacker who later became a coach. And his statement, which again I feature prominently in the book, is, you know what my favorite part of the game is? The opportunity to play. Notice that, the opportunity to play, to be a participant. He's not saying my favorite part of the game is the opportunity to be a spectator or to watch others who are more fully participating. The favorite part of the game is the opportunity to play. Now, in my earlier book, which was an ebook called What Can Go Right, and it's almost 11 years old now, I have the quote from Thomas Edison, who said, "A vision without execution is hallucination." In other words, if you think something, if you have goals and you don't carry it out, then that's a hallucination. It's not a vision, it's not something that drives you unless you are proactive in pursuing it. So proactivity is the driver that enables you to move toward achieving your goals. Now, some people may wonder, just, what is the big deal? I mean, if you got goals, why wouldn't you pursue it? Well, there are several reasons why people learn to not pursue goals. In some cases, the goals are too ambitious and too far off rather than being built into a gradual plane so that you can achieve smaller goals on the way to achieving your overall arching goals. But also, many of us grow up in ways that work against being proactive. I remember when I was growing up, there was a common expression that children should be seen but not heard, which in essence means kids can grow up learning that their opinion isn't important, that they're better off being passive rather than being proactive. And admittedly, there's some things that any of us, including children, can do that are pretty dumb and probably need to be corrected. But the overall notion that they should be seen and not heard really stifles the growth of the personality. Another thing that I know some parents promote is who, even with encouragement, didn't try to answer uh, some of the items on the test, saying that you need to uh, hold back your opinion if you're not certain what's going on. If you're not certain of your answer, there are actually some standardized tests, and I think that there still are, that basically say that or will give you fewer points for getting a wrong answer, or will take away more points for getting a wrong answer than you achieve by leaving it blank. Really stupid kind of stuff. So many of us grow up with the notion of not being proactive in the pursuit of our goals. Uh, So we may not apply for the job that we want that really meets our goal direction. We may not try to establish a relationship with the guy or woman who we really would like. We may not volunteer to be a part of a group that we consider to be very important. And we may, as a result, not think very much of ourselves, not enough to take action as opposed to being passive or reactive. Passivity and reactivity are not things that get you to your goals. Being proactive is. Now, there is a body of research that clearly indicates that proactive people tend to do better in terms of not only relationships, but also health and also careers. That makes sense. The more that you try something, the more successes you are likely to have, even though you may find that being proactive means that you're going to make some mistakes more often. But you learn from your mistakes. You don't learn from being passive. You don't learn from not doing something. Reactivity, passivity are enemies of proactivity, so that it is critically important to be proactive. And also, we're working against science. We're working against what we know to be true, that proactive people are more likely to do better in relationships, health, and careers. So what are the takeaways? What can we do to be proactive? First of all, we got to have goals. That's why personal goal-driven is the first of the P's. You need the goals to know what you're being proactive about. And secondly, be willing to tolerate the fact that you may not be perfect in your direction toward achieving those goals. Tolerate the fact that you may make mistakes, but also accept the fact that you can learn from them. And also think in terms of your first impulse being, what can I do to work toward those goals? What can I do to achieve? What can I do to be a participant in life? Again, going back to the Mike Singletary quote, make your favorite part of the game of life, be the opportunity to play, the opportunity to participate, the opportunity to achieve that you don't get if in fact you are not being proactive. So we've got a couple of the P's on the way to achieving the healthy type P personality. Personal goal driven, proactive. Next time we'll add in something that probably is implied, being positive. So until then, this is Dr. Ron Kaiser doing a Facebook Live on a rare weekend and hoping that the weekend will